We grow up believing that success follows a straight path, but often it begins with moments we almost ignore. A thought, a book, a quiet nudge, a conversation, an irritation. Welcome to the Shift series, where we uncover the ordinary moments behind extraordinary success.
Hi, my name is Onaopemipo Oladipupo. I am a bookseller and a literary enthusiast. I'm happy to be here on the Shift series. I started selling books actively in the year 2020, just after the COVID break. But I didn't start reading actively until around year 2011, 2012, 2013, thereabout. 2013 specifically. I was visiting a family member, and I saw the book on their table, and I picked the book, and it was life changing. And over the next 5 years, I actively read series of books on different topics and genres, including the Bible, and I experienced a radical transformation, like very tangible change in my life, the way I think, the way I do things, the way I approach, the way I communicate, even in my relationships. And then I didn't see the need to share this with people until around the year 2018, when I read a book, 30 Days to a Better Man. Very insightful book, very phenomenal book. It's a 30-day devotional kind of. So you just have like a short text as your devotional, then a task to do. Task as simple as one of the days, task for one of the days was to bring out all of my shoes and polish them. Another day was to write a letter to my father. And as a man, I can't tell you how interesting that is, to say the least. But to cut the long story short, on the last day of the book, I was given a charge as to how I intend to help my brothers now, after I've gone through the 30 days. And one of the things that came to my mind was, because over the course of the year, I had accumulated a lot of books, both physical and virtual books, ebooks. So I figured that this is one major tool that I have for the change that I intend to make happen. So I started a book club February 2018, and it's been a beautiful journey. But I didn't start selling up until late 2020 amidst COVID. We opened our bookstore here in Nigeria on May 2nd, 2021. It's been a very interesting and exciting journey so far. The sheer joy of having to meet with people, talk to people, interact with people, creating a community around what we do here to make readers feel at home, to make readers feel not alone. So for me, I am of the opinion that you're never alone when you read a book. I can boldly say that there is nothing you're looking for that you can find in a book. Nothing whatsoever. That was what started my shift journey to becoming a reader, then ultimately resigning from my employment to come run my own bookstore, creating a community around books. A lot of interesting and wonderful things have been happening since. We've had people meet at the bookstore and gotten married. We've had people gotten their next job from people they met at the bookstore. So it's to say the least, it's an interesting journey. You cannot quantify the beauty and the joy I derive from that. That is my shift story. It's something I would call it serendipity, coincidence, if you ask me. Just finding that book on the table, and that was what sparked the journey. Today, my whole life is wrapped around book. I don't think you could separate me and book. My encouragement to you would be that, I know it sounds cliche, but whatever your hand finds to do, you do it diligently, even if it's something as mundane as cleaning, as mundane as, you can name it, whatever it is, you should do it diligently we really do not know the extent at which what we do, like the extent at which what we do goes. One thing I tell with the people I work with, even our cleaner, one thing I mention to her is that you are not just cleaning here. What you're doing is very integral to the whole business. Because if you decide one day to not do your job, if you decide one day to not clean or to not clean well, there's a ripple effect as to the way the experience our customer eventually have, and then it speaks down like to the business. So imagine someone coming in and there's just dust all around. It's a terrible experience. So whatever your hand finds to do, whether it's the least of the least of the least, no matter how mundane it is, whatever your hand finds to do, do it diligently. And that is one of my watchword. Whatever is worth doing is worth doing well. It might take a while, it might take you extra stress, extra effort, but the goal is excellence. No matter what it is, something as simple as folding your clothes, something as simple as packaging the book, something as simple like excellence is key, and that is evident in the way we do things here at Loombooks. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining me on today's episode of the Shape Stories podcast. I hope this conversation reminded you that sometimes, perhaps most times, all you need is a single moment to change your life forever. So never underestimate the ordinary moments in your life, as they hold the key to something much bigger. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification button so that you'll be notified when we drop a new video.